Hey, stop scrolling. In the next few minutes, you're going to hear a story that sounds part fairy tale, part courtroom drama, and part blockbuster business masterclass. If you quit now, you'll miss the moment that flips everything upside down. Stay with me. Something huge is coming in the final seconds.
Imagine a kid from Queens who walked the halls collecting rent and fixing boilers, who later walked into Manhattan boardrooms and a reality TV studio, and then walked into the Oval Office. This is the improbable success story of Donald J. Trump. The deals, the disasters, the reinventions, and the secret moves that turned controversy into a global brand. Keep watching because the twist at the end will change how you think about winning and surviving in America. Born into a real estate family, Trump learned the language of property from his father, but he wanted Manhattan. While still a college student, he bought properties and hustled into bigger deals. That early grit and appetite for risk set the tone for an empire built on visibility and headlines. If you're building anything, a channel, a brand, or a business, this chapter alone contains a blueprint. His first major breakthrough came with a battered hotel near Grand Central, the Commodore. Trump negotiated a bold renovation, navigated city politics, and leveraged tax breaks to reopen it as the Grand Hyatt. A concrete proof that audacity plus timing can create huge returns. He didn't stop there. Trump Tower symbolized his arrival in Manhattan and became a living billboard for the Trump name. Those early wins taught him an important lesson: brand Trump's balance sheets in the short term. But every success has a mirror. The 1990s brought massive debt from Atlantic City casinos and flashy purchases that ended in Chapter 11 restructurings. Those bankruptcies didn't end his story, they changed it. Trump walked away with his brand intact while learning the legal and financial levers that let him reboot. For creators and entrepreneurs, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a rehearsal.
Stay tuned. In about 20 seconds, I'll reveal the single publicity trick that multiplied his reach overnight. If you blink, you'll miss it, and it could be the difference between being known and being unforgettable.
Trump didn't just sell buildings, he sold a persona. Licensing his name to hotels, condos, ties, and consumer lines multiplied revenue without building every product himself. He turned controversy into free advertising and scaled influence through television. Most famously The Apprentice. That made his image household currency. That transition from businessman to celebrity is what opened the path to politics. Many thought politics was a different game. He proved otherwise. In 2016, Trump leveraged the same publicity mechanics, dominance in earned media, simplified messages, and a relentless personal brand, to bypass traditional gatekeepers and win the presidency. Then again, the story didn't end there. He returned to the national stage with a second inauguration in 2025, showing the power of persistence and polarizing visibility. Whether you love or hate him, his capacity to stay central in the national conversation is a tactical case study. What did Trump master that you can use? First, attention engineering. Make the headline and the image unforgettable. Second, risk normalization. Treat big bets like standard moves. Third, narrative control. When you control the story, you control the market. These are not political tricks. They're attention economy principles. Use them ethically, and they'll change your trajectory. Don't turn away now. In the next 10 seconds, I'll show you the one phrase he used publicly again and again that converted critics into customers. Miss it and you lose the edge. Repeatable, simple, and emotionally loaded. Trump's short, repeatable lines, the slogans and catchphrases, stitched his brand across media. He engineered repetition so audiences began to predict and expect his presence. Prediction builds habit. Habit builds a base.
If you want actionable steps from this story: 1. Make a big, simple promise in your first 5 seconds. This is hook. 2. Be visibly consistent. If you show up loud and often, you build habit. This is frequency. 3. Turn setbacks into spectacle. Transparency and reinvention matter. This is resilience.
4. Monetize your name before you monetize your product. Brand licensing is leverage. This is scale.
Heads up. An explosive secret about his comeback strategy is coming next. If you quit, you won't get the key tactic that turned losses into a second act.
Here's the twist. The real engine behind Trump's resilience was not only money or media, it was an ecosystem strategy.
Real estate created venues, the venues created events, the events created media moments, and the media moments sold the brand, which then financed more real estate and political campaigns. This layered approach, turning one asset into an engine for another, is the core playbook. Build one thing that becomes the platform for 5 other things. That's how small bets become empires. This story is not a how-to for moral guidance. It's a how-to for understanding attention economics. Trump's path included lawsuits, political fallout, and polarized reactions. You can copy the structural tactics without copying the controversy. Focus on value, transparency, and sustainable growth.
If you want a breakdown of the exact timeline, deal by deal, drop a comment, timeline, and I'll pin a deep dive. And keep watching to the very end. The last 8 seconds will reveal the single tactical phrase I want you to test this week to improve yourself.
So what's the ultimate lesson from the Donald Trump success story? Visibility is currency, but structure scales it. Build a base, turn it into a platform, and never confuse noise for a legacy. If you use one idea from this video, let it be this. Create an asset that earns attention, then use that attention to build more assets.